Again, everybody. I'm late for this stream because I negated to turn on my microphone when I did my 8 o'clock, and it was like a silent movie. So I'm going to do it again, and this time my microphone is on, and you should be able to hear me. This is the 14th day of my 40-day water fast, and that will be over in about an hour and 18 minutes. I will be on my 15th day, and 14 days will be under my belt. But let's first read from Daniel 10, verses 2 and 3. In those days, I, Daniel, was mourning 3 full weeks. I ate no pleasant food, no meat or wine came into my mouth, nor did I anoint myself at all till 3 whole weeks were fulfilled. Just one more example of fasting. Today, my weight was down. My weight was 253.4, and that's down 1 pound even from yesterday. Now, if you recall from yesterday's update, I had only lost 1.2 pounds the first 5 days of this week. So this is equal. This 1 day loss is equal to almost 5 days this week, or is almost equal to. It's only short by 0.2 pounds. So that tells me that my weight rate of loss is increasing again, and I expect it to continue. The body sometimes gets resistant when we start losing weight too fast or losing too much of its fat stores. It gets concerned that we're starving to death, and it will slow metabolism to a crawl, which is what happened when I lost 16.6 pounds during the first week, and the weight rate dropped to 1.2 pounds in 5 days. That was really frustrating. My body fat percentage was 41.8% today. And when I started this fast, the morning of the day I started, it was 45.7. So I'm down um, almost 0.1 short of 4 percentage points. Blood pressure was 107/71, and my pulse was 79. I feel a little hunger as usual, a little hungry. I cooked for the family again today and mixed up a nice batch of leftovers for the dog that I could have eaten easily, but I will not do it. I'm resisting. I don't lick my finger when I get butter or gravy on it or anything. I will not do it. I'm sticking to this because I'm really seeking that spiritual experience. I did have a bowel movement again today, and I'm really liking that because if you could see what it looked like, it's obvious that very old material is being cleaned out of my intestines and colon. Um, I'm probably going to be one of the issues that people have with gaining fat is when your body doesn't absorb nutrients very well. One, you eat more because you're not getting the nutrients you need from what you eat. And two, what you're eating commonly gets stored as fat, which is why I got thick around my midsection. You end up storing a lot of visceral fat, and visceral fat is dangerous for us to store and to hold. So I'm going to see most, if not all, of that go away during my 40-day fast. I still have, let me see here. I am, as of 10 o'clock tonight, I will have 6 days till the halfway point, and it's going to seem easier after that because every day after the 20th day is is eliminating the second half of this phase. It's like, the halfway point is always the peak of anything. And if I can make the halfway point, I can make it all the way to 40 days. As a matter of fact, I've been thinking about it. And if I make it to 40 days and I still feel like I can continue, I'm going to. And, depending on where my fat loss is. If my six pack is out, I'll probably go ahead and quit. If it's not, then I might go a little bit longer. I can always, by restricting what I eat after I get done, lose more weight because the guy named Ron that did a 54-day fast, he lost an additional 20 pounds after he ceased his fast by sticking to eating one meal a day. And I may do exactly the same thing because that's what he's doing basically is continuing with fasting and periodical fasting. You extend the daily fast past the usual. I mean, there's a reason why breakfast is called break fast. When you go to sleep, you typically you go longer without ingesting anything than you would if you were awake. Most people get hungry after 3 or 4 hours and they have to eat something. So that's a fast. If you extend that, then it's more beneficial to your body. So many people, I'll talk a little bit about insulin and insulin resistance today. Many people don't know what causes that, and what it is a spike in your blood sugar. When you ingest um, something sweet, something that has sugar in it, uh, it causes the sugar level in your blood to go up, and the pancreas will then release insulin into your system to basically destroy and break down that sugar and bring your blood sugar level lower. When you do this repeatedly, then your insulin level doesn't come down. The What usually happens is somebody will eat something sweet or high on the glycemic index, and I'll explain what that is here shortly. And that causes an increase in blood sugar. Insulin spikes, brings blood sugar down. Uh, then hunger ensues, and the cycle starts all over again. And the problem is insulin levels recede much more slowly than sugar levels do, and that causes the insulin to stay high. If you continue to eat sweets, then you will keep that insulin high. When it stays high for long periods of time, then you can become insulin resistant, and then that can lead to diabetes and numerous other issues that could be serious and life threatening. One of the things that fasting does is it brings that insulin down. When you stop eating, your body is going to use up all of its glycogen stores, sometimes in 24 hours, depending on who you are, and sometimes in 48 hours. It's going to be quicker when you stop eating than when you just go low carb. And that is going to cause insulin level to come down because you start to convert to burning fat. And your body will convert fat into ketones to provide your brain with energy. So when you are eating, if you want to avoid having these spikes in insulin that stays up, if, for example, you like to eat fruit, then you want to eat fruit that's low on the glycemic index. The glycemic index is a measure of how fast a sugar is absorbed as compared to pure glucose. Uh, Glucose being 100, honey, for example, is 86, as I recall. And there's different fruits that are high. I think, if I remember correctly, that 60, above 60 is considered high and below 60 is considered low. I don't know why 50 wouldn't be the marker, but 60 is what I remember reading. White potatoes are high glycemic. Sweet potatoes are low glycemic. So if you want to eat potatoes, eat sweet potatoes because they're low on the glycemic index. Once you get your fat content down to where you want to be, and I want to get mine down to 10%. As I said, I'm at 41.8 this morning. But once I get down to below 10%, to 10% or lower, then I may go back to eating sweet potatoes too, because sweet potatoes are an excellent food. They're high in beta carotene, just like carrots are, and they're sweet enough by themselves. Add butter, maybe a little bit of cinnamon, tastes like pumpkin pie. But almost every berry that I know of, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, they are low on the glycemic index. I think strawberries, if I remember correctly, is about 38, so it's very low. What that does is when you eat low glycemic sweets like berries, that sugar is absorbed slowly into your system. So insulin does not spike like it would if you ate pineapple, for example. Pineapple is high on the glycemic index. But when you're eating these berries, though, you have to also consider carbohydrate load. In other words, you can't eat you don't want to eat a whole watermelon. You eat a portion of watermelon. Watermelon is also one of the best fruits you can eat, as a matter of fact. It's an excellent fruit. It's very low on the glycemic index and has a lot of water in it. And many of us are, we don't stay hydrated enough, but you can do that as well. So just be careful about what you eat when you do start eating again. But if you want to fast and you want to bring insulin down, I mean, I'm telling you, I've heard stories of people on diabetes coming off of their medication and off of the insulin because they fasted. Um, Another story: tumors have been removed. Um, Heart surgery is canceled because it just clears up everything. And as I'm seeing from having bowel movements on the 14th day since I started this fast, obviously a lot more happens. You can most likely prevent colon cancer because that's cleaned out. I know that a lot of times when you have, in many cases, when people get colon cancer, it's because they have feces that's been there for years. And sometimes they have, 5-10 pounds of feces stored in their colon. So part of my weight loss is getting rid of all that old feces in my colon. So I'm very happy with that. I'm looking forward to see what starts happening tomorrow because that's the day that the big differences start happening. We'll find out and I'll update you tomorrow. In the meantime, you all have a wonderful evening. I pray that God blesses you with a good evening and a good day tomorrow. You all have a great time. Take care.